The Winter Olympics are next week, and we thought it would be fun to learn a little bit more about some of the Olympic sports, both popular and a little bit lesser known. Ann Podal, a board member with the FM Curling Club, is here giving us a little lesson in curling. So welcome, Ann.
Thank you.
Okay, so if someone watching has never curled before, can you give us a little background on what is curling?
Sure. So curling is a sport played on ice. It's a little different from hockey ice. There's little bumps on the ice, and that's what the rock or the stone will ride on once it goes all the way down to the other end. There's a target at the other end, and that's what you're aiming for. You're trying to get your rock closer to the center than your opponent's. And so that's how you score. You score one point for each rock closer than your opponent's.
Okay. And so what are you holding in your hand there?
So this is a broom.
Okay.
And then I also have some shoes, and these are what the equipment we use. So there's a gripper, and then on the bottom, if you take that off, there's a slider. And this is what you're riding on when you're throwing your rock and you're in that delivery lunge position. So if you would come out to try curling, these are some of the equipment that we would provide for you, along with instruction. So we are welcoming people to come out and try curling. We have a couple of Learn to Curl events that are coming up in February. So we want to get people excited about it around the Olympics.
And okay, so can you show me, when you talk about that stance you need to be in, can you demonstrate and show us? So if you have that, how it's gonna go?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're kind of starting out like in a start block in track, and so you're kind of squatted down. But then when you get up into your lunge, you're going to be kind of in a lunge position, and your broom would be out to this side, and your rock would be out in front of you like this.
Wow. Okay, so it does take some flexibility, and you got to be very stable. But I'm guessing it's fun too.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's about 40 degrees out there, so it's kind of on the cooler side. So like a sweatshirt and some athletic pants are definitely a must. Jeans are kind of a no-go.
Gotcha.
But yeah, definitely a lot of fun out there. It's high-paced. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, and so what ages is this for?
You can start out when you're really young. I was out there when I was super young, just barely out there able to walk and shoving rocks around. But you can start when you're 50s or 60s, and I've seen people curl 80 plus years into their hundreds.
Oh, wow.
So it's a game for everybody. That's
amazing. So if someone's interested in the Fargo-Moorhead area and going and learning more, where are you guys located?
Sure. So we are actually located right across from the zoo on 23rd Avenue South. We also have a website, fmcurling.org. We're on social media, so hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. But we're excited to host some Olympics. We'll probably have some watch parties, and we're just excited.
Yes, and with the Olympics coming up, it's so interesting to learn more about all the various sports. Now, you were saying you started when you were just a little girl.
Yep.
So what made you get into it, and why do you love it so much?
Sure. So my parents actually met through curling, and so that's how I got into it. It was a family sport. My siblings also curl. But for me, it's more of the strategy. It's kind of a game played on ice, or a chess game played on ice is what we call it. So the strategy of it, you're always thinking, what's your next move going to be, and what are your opponents going to do? It's also physical, so you get a lot of good exercise. You're out there sweeping. Everybody sweeps. Everybody throws. That's kind of a common question I get asked. Do you throw? Do you sweep? And we do it all. So it's a team sport. We got 4 people on a team, and so it's kind of that smaller team aspect. But we all have to work together, and you all have to jive to be able to be successful.
Wonderful. And so if people are interested, you have classes, sessions coming up. They just go to that website. Can you remind us again how to get in touch?
Yeah, there is a registration on our website, fmcurling.org, and you click on the registration. It's $10 for a session, a Learn to Curl session. They're 90 minutes. We provide all the instruction, the equipment, the broom, the shoes, and we just want you guys to have fun and learn a little bit about curling.
All right, and should we say go Team USA?
Absolutely, yeah. Team Peterson and Team Bly's in Persinger, and then Team Schuster out of Minnesota, kind of all areas out there. We're rooting for them.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. So, coming up, a popular comedian is coming to Fargo this week, and right after the break, we're going to talk with the rural Minnesota native ahead of his show coming up this weekend.